Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dear students, our today's lesson is related to the mechanism of photosynthesis, and this topic is from your chapter number 7, Bioenergetics. In today's lesson, we will learn about the mechanism of photosynthesis. As you know that the photosynthesis is a food making process occurring in autotrophs. So first of all, we will see some basics of photosynthesis. That almost all the plants and photosynthetic autotrophs, as some are bacteria and protists. That means that the photosynthesis is occurring in all the autotrophs or the green plants, including some bacteria and protists. Autotrophs generate their own organic matter through the photosynthesis, and sunlight energy is transferred to energy stored in the form of chemical bonds. So here you are watching the overall process of photosynthesis, that the carbon dioxide and water is used as reactants during the photosynthesis, and the product is the sugars or the glucose. And what are the byproducts? These are the water and oxygen which is liberated into the atmosphere. So the light energy harvested by the plants and other photosynthetic autotrophs. And you are watching now the overall chemical reaction of photosynthesis, that the carbon dioxide and water are reacted together due to the presence of the light energy, and the glucose is formed as a product or as a food, while the oxygen is liberated into the atmosphere as a byproduct of the photosynthesis. Next students, you are watching the location of the photosynthesis inside the plants. So recall the structure of the chloroplast, which is the most abundant plastids inside the plant cells. So these chloroplasts, which are most abundant in the mesophyll tissues of the leaves, and these are the colored bags which are having the green color pigment, which is called the chlorophyll, and this is due to the presence of chlorophyll. We see the plants as greens, as the chlorophyll is the pigment which absorb all the colors other than the green, and due to the reflection of these green color portion of the light, the plant parts which are having the chlorophyll are seen to us as a green color. Now you are also watching the main components of the chloroplast, which are the envelope, the stroma, and the grana, which are made up of the green color vesicle membranes called the thylakoids. And actually thylakoids are green due to the presence of the chlorophyll molecules in their membranes. So in the different sides of the chloroplast, the whole mechanism of photosynthesis takes place. Now you are watching the overall process or the color due to which the plants seen to us as a green, that the chloroplasts absorb the light energy and convert into the chemical energy. So this is the main region of the plant cells where the chlorophyll is present, and chlorophyll is the main photosynthetic pigment which actually absorb the energy for the reaction of the carbon dioxide to water for the formation of the glucose molecules. So here again you are watching an overview of the photosynthesis, that the photosynthesis is a process by which the autotrophic organisms use light energy to make sugars and oxygen gas from carbon dioxide and water. So this you can say is the complete definition of the photosynthesis, and we're watching again the overall chemical reaction of photosynthesis. Now here you are watching the summary of the mechanism of photosynthesis, in which is divided into the light reaction as well as into the dark reaction. So first of all, we will see the first step of the photosynthesis, which is called the light dependent reaction or the light reaction. This is called the light reaction because light is necessary for the occurrence of this step. So that is why this is the light dependent reaction. So what are the overall inputs of this actually reaction or the step is the light energy, which is the which is coming from the sunlight and the water, and overall output of these are the ATP, NADPH, and the oxygen. So what is actually occurring here, we will see in some moment. So here students, you are watching the pictorial overview of the photosynthesis process. So first of all, watch the light reaction which is occurring in the granum of the chloroplast, while the dark reaction is occurring in the stroma of the chloroplast. So first we will focus on the light reaction, that what's going on the light reaction. As we spoke of earlier, that the input of the light reaction is the light energy and the water. What is going on when the light is falling on the chloroplast region of the plant cell? What happened that the chlorophyll molecules become excited and their electrons are released due to their excitation, and these electrons are absorbed some electron acceptor, and then the electrons are transferred to some other electron acceptors. During this traveling, some energy is released, and this energy is used for by the ATP and the inorganic phosphate, and there due to the reaction ATP is formed, and this process is called the phosphorylation. As the ATP is formed due to the presence of the light, this is called the photophosphorylation. So the ATP is the first product of the light reaction. Now we will see the second product of the light reaction, which is the NADPH, how it will formed. Actually, when the light is absorbed by the chlorophyll molecules, this absorbed light is used for the photolysis of water, and water is split into the oxygen and hydrogen ions, and electrons are also released, which will fill the gap of the chlorophyll molecules, which come back to their non-excited form. So the oxygen is released as a byproduct into the atmosphere, while the hydrogen is absorbed by the NADP to form the NADPH. So two are the products of the light reaction, which are the NADPH and ATP, which are used in the dark reaction of the photosynthesis. In the next lesson we will see that what will happen in the dark reaction, which will occur in the stroma of the chloroplast. And here NADPH and ATP, which are the products of the light reaction, are used to fix the carbon dioxide into the glucose. So the details of the Calvin cycle or the dark reaction we will see into the next video. Until then, thank you and Allah Hafiz.